Beyond the Program by Jason Gray, December 30th, 2024, 6024 Anno Lucis, in the Year of Light. For as long as human beings have been capable of thought, one question has quietly followed us through every generation. What is the meaning of life? It has been whispered beneath cathedral ceilings and debated in universities. It has haunted philosophers, prophets, scientists, kings, and farmers alike. Entire religions have been constructed around answering it. Entire civilizations have attempted to define it, and yet, after thousands of years of searching, the question remains alive. Not because the answer does not exist, but because humanity has been carefully trained to search for it in the wrong places. From the moment we are young, a script is placed in our hands. We are told, sometimes directly, often indirectly, that the meaning of life will reveal itself if we follow the correct path. Work hard, achieve success, accumulate wealth, build status, gain recognition, become someone important in the eyes of others. This is the promise that modern society quietly offers, meaning through achievement. If this were true, the most successful people on earth would be the most fulfilled. Those who have accumulated the most power, the most wealth, the most admiration would walk through life with an unshakable sense of purpose and peace. The evidence tells a different story. History is filled with individuals who reached the highest peaks of success and still felt an emptiness they could not explain. Fame did not answer the question. Wealth did not quiet the ache. Power did not deliver meaning. Meaning cannot be manufactured by the system that measures success. Meaning is not something the world gives you. It is something deeper that the world cannot take away. Another belief humanity clings to is that the meaning of life must lie in happiness. Entire industries now exist to chase this single idea. Books, seminars, self-help movements, philosophies, all pointing toward the same destination. Be happy. But happiness, beautiful as it is, cannot carry the weight of life's ultimate meaning. Happiness is a wave. It rises and falls with the tides of experience. It appears in moments of connection, achievement, laughter, and wonder, but it also disappears when life inevitably delivers hardship, loss, and uncertainty. If happiness alone were the meaning of life, then life would lose its purpose every time suffering arrived, and suffering arrives for everyone. Happiness is not the foundation. It is the echo that sometimes follows alignment. Then there is love. Human connection may be the most powerful force most people ever experience. The love between partners, the love of a parent for a child, the loyalty between friends, the quiet compassion extended between strangers. These connections give life its warmth. They make existence feel alive. Many people come to believe that love itself must be the meaning of life. They are not entirely wrong, but even here the deeper question remains. Relationships, as sacred as they are, exist within the fragile architecture of time. People change, people move away, people pass on. Loss eventually touches every human life. If the meaning of life were located solely within relationships, then the moment those relationships ended, meaning would disappear with them. Yet something inside us continues forward, even through loss. Which means the meaning of life must exist somewhere deeper than even the strongest bonds we form. So humanity turns toward the spiritual. Across cultures and centuries, people have looked beyond the physical world for answers. Philosophies emerge, religious systems form. Mystics attempt to map the invisible dimensions of existence. These frameworks often expand our view of reality and remind us that our lives are a part of something immeasurably vast. They offer glimpses of a larger order, but even these frameworks rarely close the question entirely. The deeper one explores existence, the more one begins to realize that life is not a static puzzle waiting for a single final answer. Life behaves more like a living mystery, one that unfolds through experience rather than explanation, slowly, through observation, through struggle, through moments of clarity that arrive unexpectedly. Something extraordinary begins to reveal itself. The meaning of life does not wait for you at the end of the road. It reveals itself through the way you walk the road. Life is not a problem to be solved. It is a journey destined to transform the one walking it. Every challenge reshapes you. Every mistake humbles you. Every moment of wonder reminds you that existence itself is astonishing. The meaning of life is not hidden somewhere outside of experience. It is woven into the experience itself. Within that unfolding journey, something even more powerful begins to appear if you watch closely. Across every culture, across every century, across belief systems that never touched one another, one quiet truth continues to surface again and again. The deepest meaning of life is not found in what you accumulate. It is found in what you give. Helping another human being, lifting someone who has fallen, offering kindness when cruelty would be easier, standing beside someone who feels alone in the world. These acts may appear small in the moment, but they carry immense weight in the architecture of existence. Every time one human being helps another without expectation of reward, something subtle but profound shifts within the human story. The world becomes slightly less cold. The burden of another soul becomes slightly lighter. The invisible thread that connects humanity grows stronger. This is why the moments that feel most meaningful in life are almost never the moments when we gain something. They are the moments when we give something. A father teaching his child how to stand back up after falling. A stranger stopping to help someone broken down on the side of the road. A quiet conversation that saves someone from a night of loneliness. A hand extended to someone who believed no one would help them. In those moments, something extraordinary happens. The question of meaning disappears. There is no confusion, no philosophy required. The answer becomes obvious. Meaning appears the moment one human being chooses to care for another. In my own reflection on this question, I have come to see the meaning of life not as an abstract theory, but as something far more grounded and real. It lives in the small choices we make every day. It appears in the quiet decisions that shape the world around us. Life gives every one of us countless opportunities to change another person's experience of existence. Sometimes it is a large act. Often it is something incredibly small. A word of encouragement, a moment of patience, a gesture of understanding when judgment would have been easier. You may never see the full ripple of what those moments create. They travel farther than you imagine. A moment of compassion today may change the direction of someone's life tomorrow. A single act of kindness may restore hope in a person who is beginning to lose it. When that happens, something remarkable becomes clear. The meaning of life was never meant to be hidden in distant mysteries reserved for philosophers. It was placed quietly within the way we treat one another. Not in grand declarations, but in ordinary moments, in helping your fellow human beings whenever and however you can. Not because a system tells you to, not because a religion commands it, but because somewhere along the way you realize something profound. Every person you meet is walking through a life you cannot fully see. Every person carries struggles you may never understand. Every person hopes in some quiet corner of their heart that someone else might care. When you become the person who chooses to care, even in small ways, the question that has followed humanity for centuries begins to answer itself. The meaning of life is not hidden. It is lived. It is the simple, powerful act of walking through the world and leaving it better than you found it. One human being at a time. Jason Gray. I wanted to read that writing today because it's just so beautiful and inspiring and true. I know that for me as a mother, a friend, a lover, a stranger, and definitely as a conservationist, what I give in those roles gives me the most feelings of content and joy. And I see that what I give in those roles creates the most joy in others as well. And as I was reading that writing, I was reminded of a very difficult moment in my life when I found my mother-in-law dead in her bedroom, having taken her own life. And that moment, that experience, changed the way that I look at other people forever. I realized that oftentimes, even though we might not know it, other people are in the fight of their life, like we all are at one time or another. And so how we treat one another becomes so important. And ultimately, that is the meaning of life.